We have to be mindful what we are telling ourselves and what we're saying out loud, because what we believe may not be true. And so I brought some stats about the market, but I also think it's important for us to remember that we are all playing on the same field. It's the same real estate environment for every single agent. And there are agents right now that are dominating and taking advantage of the market while other agents are getting out of the business. Active inventory's up 12% year over year. And so what that tells me is more homes are hitting the market. More homes will continue to hit the market. Under contracts up 6% year over year. And so a lot of people that we talk to, they're like, the client is like, the market sucks, homes aren't selling, interest rates are too high. The reality of it is there's 1,983 homes that are under contract right now in those 4 counties, which is 6% higher year over year. That tells me that homes are selling 365 days a year, which means my belief needs to be that I can help a seller and I can help a buyer accomplish their goals in today's market. Average market stats are for average agents. And so if that's the majority of the agents that we are quote unquote working with, competing against, cooperating with, let's call it 60 days on market. What do we believe based on our process, based on our communication skills and our professionalism? What is like a true days on market? I would say it's right around 30. Somewhere around day 21, you're going to know whether your listing is stale, whether it's getting enough activity, whether you're receiving offers or you're needing to make that price improvement. And so as we're working with clients, as we're working with sellers, what we are communicating at the listing presentation, once the listing is signed, is within the first 30 days, we should expect to see 8 independent showing requests and 8 buyers and buyers agents walk through your home. And somewhere in between 1 and 8 showings is where we should get an offer. If for whatever reason we do not have an offer within the first 8 showings, we may be having a conversation around price, or if we see consistent feedback from agents, we might be having a conversation around condition. This would be the piece of advice that I would share to anybody. Number 1 is keep taking listings. There are agents right now that are shying away from taking listings because they are seeing the news. They know it's a buyer's market. They know that it's trending that way. But I can assure you that this is the greatest opportunity that I have seen in 4 years to work with sellers. And for the sustainability and longevity of running a solid business, this is the greatest opportunity to take listings. What that also means is we need to commit to have tougher conversations early and often. And so I'm having tough conversations at the listing appointment. I'm having tough conversations right around week 3. And I know that it's going to take potentially 2 or 3 price improvements before that listing sells. If I just know that, then I remove my emotion from the process. That's just the market. The other piece of advice I would give, and I shared this with my team today, there is no agent, there is no client, there is no negotiating, and there is no problem that can occur that takes my time away from lead generating before 11:30 a.m. And so if there's a fire that you need to put out, if there's an issue that you're having, if there's a buyer canceling the contract, all of that can happen after 11:30 a.m. And so keep your foot on the gas, keep lead generating, and I can assure you we can all power through this market by focusing on the appropriate mindset that it takes to actually dominate in today's market. This is the greatest opportunity to take market share, I'm telling you. We're gonna wake up 3-4 years from now and we're gonna look up and go, it's one of two things. I wish I would have taken advantage of that market, or I took advantage of that market and my business grew, and so did my team's business. And so we can sit here and talk about the market all day long, but the market's the market. I want to focus on mindset versus the market. And do we have the mental toughness and the mental fortitude to power through this great opportunity that's in front of us that other agents are not taking advantage of? There's a lot of people that still need to move, still need to transact, still need to relocate, pay off debt, downsize, whatever. And so it's my responsibility right now as an agent that does volume, and I say volume, but has an intimate knowledge in the market. We are all top producing agents on this call. It is our responsibility to clients to serve them at the highest level. And so I think a couple things: don't be attached to the outcome, be the consultant, aid and advise, and ultimately it's the seller's decision whether they want to sell or not, but it's also respect your business. It's also your decision whether you want to commit to that listing or not.